Hello everyone and welcome back to this F1 Championship season. We are now on round 18, just 2 more rounds to go for this championship, and I think both championships are coming to a close, so they are now, even though it's still a race, one race to go after this. So Lewis Hamilton, 363 points. He has accumulated over the past 17 races. Nico Rosberg 333. So Nico Rosberg has to score 5 or more points, so he does more than Lewis Hamilton in this race. So basically, if Lewis Hamilton doesn't win this race and Nico Rosberg does, then it's going into a final race showdown. So it's between the two Mercedes drivers. And the battle between ourselves and our teammate Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen's 217 points. We have 192. So we need Kimi Räikkönen practically to have two disastrous races. So we do. And potentially, if we win a race, then that would be us back in it, and Kimi Räikkönen retires. But I doubt that will happen. He's finished very consistently in the top 3 or thereabouts. Very consistently at the front of the grid, and basically is a massive help in the Constructors' Championship for Ferrari to see second place, as we'll see in a wee minute. So we are, and the third team is Williams. Now, they've been battling between each other. So they have, in the last race in Mexico, Valtteri Bottas got the win, and he has moved 5 points ahead of his teammate. So it was a very good showing between Ferrari and Williams. Williams getting the first and the fourth, and Ferrari getting the second and the third. So, and the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes nearing 700 points for one team in one season. I think that is a record now, don't quote me on that, but I think that is a record for one team in one season. And obviously with the new point scoring system, it's really helped them. So has Ferrari. I've got 409 points. We have been sitting solid in second for the last wee while, and Williams are over 60 points behind, 66 points behind. So they are with 343. So they've been sitting in a solid third. We've been sitting in a solid second, and Mercedes have been running away from it from the very start. So they have. So the next race is in Brazil. So it's in Sao Paulo, the home of the late great Ayrton Senna, who unfortunately passed away in 1994 in a crash at San Marino, in the San Marino Grand Prix. But this is his home track. He always wanted to win there. Unfortunately, before he passed away, he did. So he did. I think he did a couple of times. In it's either 1990 or 1991 and 1993. And one of them races, he actually had to fight with a broken gearbox, and his gearbox was stuck in 5th or 6th. So it was either 5th or 6th, and he had to race half the race in 5th gear. So it was. So hopefully we don't have the same predicament that he was in, but we'll just have to see. So we will now, so after the last race, with all the excitement, hopefully this will carry over so well to this one, and potentially get an even better result from our second and third place, and gain that momentum to get better results. So qualifying, one-shot qualifying, 5-lap race sentence as always, Legend AI, flashbacks off, part firmly on, reduced vehicle damage and corner cutting is normal. So it is, and the assist, brake and assist off, anti-lock brake on, traction control full, dynamic race line off, gearbox automatic, and pit assist on. So here we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 18 of the championship. and let's see how we do. So here we go. It seems to be rather dry, just like Mexico. So it did. So it's the same setup and option tires as well. So here we go for the first race, and we outbroke ourselves. So we did now in the first corner, and now we're down the very quick first sector. So it is the first sector coming up. So it is, and we're half a second down already, but I think the second sector is very strong for us, so it is now. Second sector being is a lot more. This is a tight and twisty bit of the circuit, so it is with a lot of hairpins, a lot of flowing corners. So it is now. Then coming up to the final corner before it slopes away. So it does now, and the pit straight isn't really a straight, it's just it curves right round to join the start of the circuit. So it does now. And DRS line coming up, and 112 for Lewis Hamilton, 113 for us. So it is now, we're second off, but we'll go and see 7th place we are at the minute. So we are 7th place in qualifying. So Lewis Hamilton got pole, as I said. Nico Rosberg a 10th to second behind him. Felipe Massa in his home Grand Prix finishing qualifying in top 3. Kimi Räikkönen splitting the two Williams drivers in 4th, and Valtteri Bottas is in 5th. Daniel Ricciardo nipping the front of us. So yes, in 6th, and ourselves, Sebastian Vettel is in 7th, and we're splitting the two Red Bulls as Kimi Räikkönen, our teammate, is splitting the two Williams. And to round off the top 10, Sergio Perez and Nico Hülkenberg finishing 9th and 10th. So that's a good showing for them. So it is now as well. So hopefully we can move forward and gain a couple of positions, and we'll just have to see how the result pans out and see if we can catch our teammate, potentially. So here we go. It looks a scorching day, so it does in Brazil. Very nice weather conditions, so it's as it was in Mexico. So we're going to see down the first corner, Daniel Ricciardo moving across a wee bit, but we're going to see he's nicked in front of us, covered his position. So he has now, and he's being held up by Bottas a wee bit, and Bottas is being held up by Räikkönen. We're going to see if we can nip down the inside a bit, or Ricciardo, we're down the inside, and we caught him off, so we have now, so there we go. And since Massa's battling ahead of keeping the two Mercedes drivers at bay, and we're going to see if we can nip down the inside of Bottas. So have we nipped down the inside of him? So have, and now we're right behind our teammate after the qualifying that we've had, and we're going to see if we can nip down the inside of Räikkönen. So this is a very good first lap. So it is now. Very good first lap for us. And we're up to 4th. We gained 3 positions, so we have from 7th. And we're going to see if we can gain some more and potentially get in the podium. So the first corner, the Senna S, the first 3 corners are called. So they are, and it's named after late great Ayrton Senna, as I mentioned at the start of this episode, he was the most popular, I think the most popular Brazilian F1 driver F1 has ever had. And I think his driving style, between his driving style and charisma and all that, now he was very, very popular driver, so he was, in his time. And sadly it was cut short due to the crash at San Marino. I can't believe that was 22 years at the start of May, so it was now, since the crash happened. And it was tragic, so it was as Roland Ratzenberger as well. Roland Ratzenberger, one of the drivers we're going down inside. We'll carry that on in a wee minute. So well, after we battled, we clicked with Massa, so we kept it going straight line, but fortunately no damage occurred for either of us, I think. That is like Raikkonen battle with Massa. But as I was saying, Roland Ratzenberger crashed, and he was in practically one of the teams like Manor, or one of the lower down teams. He used to drive for in 1994, and he he crashed on Saturday at nearly 100 between 150 and 200 miles per hour. Hit the wall and unfortunately succumbed to his injuries. And Ayrton Senna died on the Sunday, died on the race day, so he did, and that was unfortunate, because the way that he had crashed, the way that he had hit the wall, the wheel, his front right tire came up and struck him in the head, so it did, and that caused major head injuries, and unfortunately that was the cause of his death. So it was after the car started understeering into the wall, a very flat out corner. So it was, and unfortunately that was what happened to him. So Raikkonen, getting back to this race, Raikkonen has slipped in front of Massa. So he has now, we're nearly in fourth lap. We're on the fourth lap already, and we're going to see if we can give Massa a wee nudge there, But here we go. If it stays the way it is now, at the minute, then Raikkonen is finished in third place. So he has, we have finished in fourth in the championship. So hopefully we're going to see what this last lap pans out. We're going to see Bottas is right behind us as well, so we'll have to watch out for him. Massa's going down inside of Raikkonen, so this will hold both them up. So well, we're going to see, they seem to be getting very close. Massa's wanting the podium place, and they both crossed off. So that has left us in a very good position. So as we've jumped up to third. So we have, and this has caused a massive queue behind the two Red Bull drivers. So we're going to see, can we hold on? Hopefully if we can hold on to this. As I say, they thought it was all over now. It is pretty much, it is nearly now, so as if we can defend our position against Bottas. Can we hold on to third place? Can we hold on? There's not enough space for Bottas. We've right in front of him at the line. Oh my days, once the computer took over, that was drastic action, so it was. But Nico Rosberg keeping the title race alive, so yes, he's won the Brazilian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton is second. with ourselves, Sebastian and Vettel third. So both, I think that is both battles are up for grabs. So they are. With Nico Rosberg challenging his teammate in the last race, and Sebastian Vettel ourselves are challenging Kimi Räikkönen after the mistake that Massa and Räikkönen had. And Räikkönen, with the 2-second penalty, dropped down to 8. So that is good for us. So it is, he only scored 4 points, and we gained we gained 11 from him. Nico Rosberg 25 points. Lewis Hamilton with 18. So Nico Rosberg needs to win. So he does, Nico Rosberg needs to win, and Lewis Hamilton to retire for Nico to win the championship. As second place only gets him 18 points. So it does, and there's 23 points between the two Mercedes drivers. So Felipe Massa, after battling for third for so long between both ourselves and Kimi Räikkönen, he unfortunately dropped down to 10th place. So he did, having 2 collisions, one with us in the middle of the race and one with their teammate at the end of the race. So this is very good. Now we're going to advance, and as I said, 23 points the gap between the 2 Mercedes drivers. Kimi Räikkönen, our teammate, is 21 points. We are 14 behind him. So we are, and 21 points ahead of Valtteri Bottas. So it's so we're sitting pretty in 4th place. Valtteri Bottas, 186 points. And Felipe Massa 170 points, so 16 points between the two Williams drivers, 14 points between the 2 Ferrari drivers, and 23 points between the 2 Mercedes drivers. And going on to constructors, 739 points for Mercedes. They have broken the 700 point barrier. They keep breaking so many barriers in this series now. And Ferrari, we have 311 points behind with 428 points. 428 points on the board. Williams 356, and that is the top 3, as we are 72 points ahead. So we are of 72 points ahead of Williams, and there's only 42 points you can get for finishing 1 and 2. So there we go. That is the Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate race of the F1 2015 Championship. So there we go. The last race is in Abu Dhabi. Unfortunately, the 2014 race had double points at Abu Dhabi, which opened up the championship so much. So that, but unfortunately, this race, it seems to be fair. So it does this year, as there is no double points. So a race win is the standard 25, and 18 points for second and 15 points for third. So there we go. We got 14 points to catch up to your teammate. And Nico Rosberg turn out to be the F1 champion, or will Lewis Hamilton retain his championship with a 23 point gap separating them for the final race? And ourselves, the 2 Ferrari drivers, they swap positions, and ourselves turn out to be the top driver in the Ferrari camp, and beat our teammate by 14 points. And the 2 Williams drivers, after Felipe Massa unfortunate incident with Räikkönen at the end, they come back and finish ahead of Bottas and turn that around as well. You'll find all these answers out. Find all the answers to the questions out in the next episode. And thanks very much for joining us for another episode. Hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, see you for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Bye!